administration has been both attacking and very brazenly testing in the highest courts in the land.
Within the last few minutes, Columbia University directing NYPD onto their campus to remove protesters who refuse to leave the school's library.
The push begins with Trump's mass deportation agenda, the people being hauled.
Well, this is the latest effort by the Trump administration, Maurice, to expand its aggressive crackdown on illegal immigration. ICE prosecutors across the country
canceled without notice. The Trump administration has pulled student visas from 9 current or former university.
Their visa lottery. They have a lottery. You pick people. Do you think the country's given us their best people? No. What kind of a system is that? They come in by a lottery.
Where in the Constitution does it say that the Secretary of State can override the First Amendment protections of free speech? Is there a footnote that I missed?
The Trump administration has some unspoken laws and rules that they have now enforced in 2025. And if you're in the US, you need to know these laws. If you're going to the US, you need to know these laws. I'm going to be discussing 3 of those major rules and laws with you just to show you what kind of a reality we are dealing with over here. Number 1 is if you're an immigrant and you've committed even as small as a misdemeanor, leave a felony, but let's say a felony and an immigrant, well, then that's ground for deportation. The Trump administration wants to send a message. The Trump administration wants to remove, reject, expunge from the US essentially all kinds of people who are bad apples. Who are these bad apples? Well, these bad apples are people who are, well, not citizens. So you may be a green card holder or you may be on a visa and you may have done some sort of a felony. In fact, we were surprised when people with even some misdemeanors such as just jaywalking or having a parking ticket, essentially, they were also facing these kinds of issues of deportations. I'll give you some examples. Recently, you may have seen this happen, and we covered this on our channel as well. Many students from Columbia were being deported. Columbia, one of the Ivy Leagues, if you remember, were being deported. Why? Because they were a part of the Hamas protests happening somewhere around a year ago. It's been a while, but the Trump administration did not forget, even though it was not in power at that time. Now they're actually taking up those cases and deporting these students. After that, what happened was random students started getting deportation letters, even people who were on their OPTs and all of that, essentially already working. But the Trump administration asked universities if any of these students had been a part of any small parking ticket also, any felony, anything essentially, and they started deporting these students. Now, those were not actually grounds for deportation, so these students were now called back, and we are dealing with certain cases. They are already getting their visas now. So it's been a bit of a train wreck over there. But even now, the Trump administration is doing this. If you look at Howard University, what's going on with Howard? They cut off their funding. They froze the funds. They did all kinds of issues. Howard did not get impacted. It had millions and millions of dollars to play with. So what the Trump administration did next is that they took away their SEVP privileges. That means they cannot onboard any more international students, and the current students they have to let go of. Why? Well, the reason was that Trump administration emailed Howard twice to get information on students who were, again, committing some sort of felony, some sort of misdemeanor on campus grounds. Students who got involved in a fight, who did jaywalking, who did all kinds of issues, essentially anything criminal essentially that the student would have done. Trump administration wanted that. Harvard protected students. Harvard did not give out much of this information. And when that happened, the Trump administration got angry, and this is the kind of tweets you see after that we've taken away the SEVP privileges. Harvard should know it's a privilege to have international students. This is the oldest school in the whole of US. They're not really concerned about these particular students at this university only. Trump administration wants to send a clear message, and the message is fear and obedience. That is my second point. This is another unspoken law. Why? Well, I remember when I was just last month in the US and, going to any Mexican restaurant, there's so many Mexican restaurants, especially on the West Coast. What we realized was they had literally radios going on with the Trump administration signaling that people who are illegals, essentially, they need to self-deport. If they don't self-deport and we catch them, we're going to put them on a ban such that they can never enter the US again. People are leaving their families. They're crying. They don't want to be separated, but they're being separated because they have to. They're not legal. So especially in these Mexican restaurants, they're running these ads. I don't know what kind of Mexican channels they're targeting essentially, but fear is one way to say it. You do this or this will happen, and obedience is what they're requesting out of well, not requesting, I think expecting out of universities like Harvard, any top university, any top company. They want it done their way. If they want tariffs, they will be applying them. If Walmart increase the costs due to tariffs simply because they don't have those margins, then the Trump administration comes in and says Walmart made these many billions of dollars last year, they should be able to absorb these losses because of the tariffs, and it should not be offloaded to the customers. Trump administration doesn't want Apple to produce in India. All kinds of things that they're getting their hands into, which I would say is a bit of micromanaging, but that's what it is. Fear and obedience, that's what they want. So my final piece of advice for you is the US not great? It's still great. It's a great country to go to, and the Trump administration is temporary. But with that said, when you go, know that they are accepting talent, know that they value talent over anything else in immigrants. And we have personally seen this. We were surprised when we saw this. I want to take you to the page where we have the O1 visa, EB1 visa statistics. You can take a look at what kind of people are getting in. And this is back from the Biden administration, though this is data from July to December 2024. So you're able to see success rates were pretty decent. I mean, we were able to see that people were able to get above 90% success rate after doing some profile building. These are talent-based visas, by the way. People who have talent, and believe me, you can add talent on your profile, and many of you already have talent. You've done great things. Some of you are at great positions, great designations in some companies, I know. Some of you have, great research that you've done. But whatever it is, if you have talent, they want you in there. You know why I can tell you? Because I'm seeing the results of these petitions that we're filing on a daily basis, and we were a bit afraid because last time when Trump administration was in office, our attorney was also telling us that it was difficult to get petitions through. They were causing issues on even simple H-1B petitions. Now, people are shifting from H-1B to O-1. Why? Because it's a talent-based visa, doesn't have a lottery, and Trump administration doesn't want lotteries. They've made it very clear, by the way, in many of their videos, lotteries are not required. And Trump personally thinks that that's a bad way to pick people. So we know that they're valuing talent. And the reason I know that even more now, and it's more strong in my mind, is that we are seeing success rates rise slightly. From the Biden administration, we're seeing they're getting higher. So when you see this data come out for Jan to June 2025, you will see that more people are now getting accepted, because I can see that it's almost June and I'm able to see so many people are getting acceptances for these visas right now. So if you want to be a talented individual and stay in the country, and you want to show them that you're good enough, well, you can actually get a free evaluation from me. You go onto YMGrad.com, you send me a resume over there on the website. I'll let you know if your profile is good enough, because most people, they don't even realize their profile is already good enough. They might just be able to get the talent-based visa as is. So that's one thing you can do, and as long as you do this one thing, I feel you go through a proper route, a talent-based visa, you're protected, you're good to go. They leave you alone, because that's talented people and they want to remove all the, bad apples, right? These are some of the unspoken immigration laws from the Trump administration in 2025. I want to know what you think. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and you can sign up on YMGrad.com to get some free guides on how to build up a profile for talent-based visas like the O1, EB1, green card. You can follow me on Instagram as well, where we can have more of these discussions. And I thank you so much for watching this one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.